Hello everyone, Dr. Mandell here. Today I'm going to reveal one powerful food that research shows can significantly reduce cataract risk, protect your lens from oxidative damage, and support long-term eye clarity. And chances are you already have this food in your kitchen. This food is spinach. Yes, simple green spinach turns out to be one of the strongest natural protectors against cataracts and age-related lens clouding. Spinach is one of the most underestimated foods on the planet, yet it holds the single most important nutrient combination that can protect your eyes from cataracts, one of the leading causes of vision loss in older adults. Most people don't realize this, but cataracts don't suddenly appear in your 60s or 70s. They begin forming slowly, silently, decades earlier. Every hour you step into sunlight, every time you rub your eyes, every moment your cells face oxidative stress, your lens takes damage. Tiny protein molecules inside your lens start to break down, clump together, and lose structure. The process is slow, microscopic, and invisible until one day your world starts to look foggy, blurry, and dimmer than you remember. But here's the shocking truth. This breakdown is not inevitable. Research shows that people who consume foods rich in very specific plant compounds can dramatically slow down this clouding process, and in some cases delay it for decades. And spinach is the single most concentrated natural source of those nutrients. Spinach contains two golden pigments, lutein and zeaxanthin, compounds your body cannot produce on its own. You must get them from food, and spinach gives them in the highest density nature can offer. When you eat spinach, these pigments travel directly to the front line of your vision defense. They accumulate in the lens and macula, the two most vulnerable parts of your eye, and behave like a shield, absorbing high-energy blue light, neutralizing unstable molecules, and acting like internal sunglasses that protect your delicate lens proteins from destruction. In a landmark study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, adults who consumed the highest levels of lutein and zeaxanthin had up to a 50% lower risk of developing cataracts compared to those who consumed the least. That is not a small difference. That is a biological advantage powerful enough to protect your vision for years longer. But the power of spinach doesn't stop there. This simple leafy green is loaded with vitamin C, a nutrient essential for maintaining transparency in the lens. Vitamin C acts like an antioxidant mop, clearing out the free radicals created by UV light exposure, stress, infections, and even high blood sugar. When vitamin C levels are low, oxidative stress accelerates lens protein damage. When vitamin C levels are high, the lens remains resilient, elastic, and clear. Spinach delivers this protection in every bite. Many people rely on supplements, but multiple studies confirm that nutrients from whole foods are more bioavailable, more stable, and more effective in protecting the delicate structures of the eye. The body knows what to do with the nutrients inside spinach. It recognizes them, it uses them, it sends them directly to where they are needed most. But what may surprise you the most is that spinach doesn't just protect your eyes from the outside world, it protects them from the inside too. Inside your blood vessels, nitric oxide helps expand microcapillaries and improve circulation. Spinach naturally boosts nitric oxide levels thanks to its high nitrate content. When circulation improves, every layer of your eye receives more oxygen, more nutrients, and more antioxidant support. Better circulation means better repair. Better repair means better chances of maintaining clear vision as you age. Imagine what this means for a moment. While millions of people spend years waiting for cataract surgery, while millions struggle with glare, haze, and dimming vision, while millions lose the ability to see the world with the same color, brightness, and clarity they once enjoyed, something as ordinary as spinach can help reduce this risk. Not eliminate it entirely, of course, but delay it, slow it, sometimes by decades. And that delay can mean the difference between driving safely, reading comfortably, recognizing loved ones' faces, and living independently. Cataracts aren't just a medical condition. They are a barrier between you and your world. They dim the light inside your life. And the most powerful part of this story is that your defense doesn't rely on expensive treatments or complicated routines. It begins with a simple handful of spinach. 1 cup of raw spinach can deliver more lutein than most people get in an entire day. Half a cup of cooked spinach can provide up to 4 times the absorption because cooking releases the pigment from the plant's cell matrix, making it easier for your body to use. And combining spinach with healthy fats like olive oil, avocado, eggs, or nuts can multiply your absorption of lutein and zeaxanthin dramatically. This is why cultures with diets rich in greens and healthy fats have lower rates of cataracts and other degenerative eye diseases. The science is undeniable, the evidence is overwhelming, and the solution is accessible to everyone. The greatest tragedy is that most people don't know. They don't know their lens is aging silently. They don't know that oxidative stress is building up. They don't know that the tiny molecules inside their lens, the ones responsible for bending and focusing light, are under daily attack. They don't know that their diet may accelerate or slow that attack. They don't know that one simple green vegetable can strengthen the defense of one of the most delicate organs in the human body. You only get one pair of eyes. No replacement, no backup. Once the lens becomes cloudy enough, the only option is surgery. And while cataract surgery is generally safe, it still carries risk. Vision should be protected long before it reaches that stage. And that protection begins with daily habits. The foods you eat, the nutrients you prioritize, the choices you make while you still have time to influence the outcome. Spinach may look small, simple, or ordinary, but inside this leaf lies the power to protect your clarity, your independence, and the way you see the world. You don't need exotic ingredients. You don't need expensive supplements. Nature has already provided the perfect defense, hidden in plain sight, sitting in your kitchen waiting for you to use it. Your eyes are aging every day, but so is spinach's ability to defend them. And every time you choose to eat it, you are choosing a clearer tomorrow, a brighter world, and a visual future protected by one of nature's most powerful gifts. Spinach isn't just food, it's prevention, it's protection, it's vision insurance from the earth itself, and it is the #1 cataract-defending food for a reason. Every day, without you noticing, your eyes are fighting a silent battle, a battle against light, against aging, against oxidative stress, against the microscopic forces that slowly begin to cloud the lens, the small, transparent structure responsible for bending light and giving you sharp, clear vision. And what most people never realize is that this lens has no blood supply of its own. It cannot regenerate, it cannot heal like your skin or your bones. Once lens proteins are damaged, once they clump together and begin to fog, the process becomes almost irreversible. This is how cataracts begin, not with pain, not with symptoms you can feel, but with a microscopic shift inside the lens that steals your vision one molecule at a time. But here's the truth science has uncovered. This cellular breakdown is not destiny. It can be slowed, it can be resisted. And in many cases, it can be delayed for years, even decades, with the help of specific nutrients that act like guardians of the lens. These nutrients don't just support eye health, they physically protect the lens from the biochemical forces that cause it to cloud, and their effects are so powerful that people with the highest intake show drastically lower rates of cataracts in study after study. The first of these nutrients is lutein. Lutein is not just a pigment, it is a photoprotective molecule designed by nature to absorb high-energy wavelengths of damaging blue light before they can penetrate deeper into the lens. Think of lutein as a filter, a natural shield that protects the fragile proteins inside your lens from being scorched by years of sunlight exposure. Scientists have discovered that people with the lowest levels of lutein in their diet have some of the highest rates of cataract progression. And what's even more shocking is that your body cannot produce lutein on its own. If you do not consume it, your lens simply goes unprotected. Alongside lutein is zeaxanthin, another plant compound that accumulates directly in the macula and lens. Together, these two carotenoids form a defense system your eyes desperately depend on. They neutralize free radicals before they can destroy lens proteins. They reduce oxidative stress caused by ultraviolet radiation. They maintain clarity by preventing the misfolding and clumping that lead to lens clouding. In one major study published in Investigative Ophthalmology and Visual Science, researchers found that people who consumed the highest levels of lutein and zeaxanthin had a 32 to 50% reduction in cataract risk, depending on age. That's not a mild improvement. That is a biological shift strong enough to change the trajectory of your eyesight for years. But the science goes deeper. The human lens contains one of the highest concentrations of vitamin C in the entire body because this antioxidant is crucial for keeping the lens flexible, hydrated, and transparent. When vitamin C levels inside the eye drop, oxidative stress climbs. When oxidative stress climbs, proteins break down, and when proteins break down, clouding begins. Multiple large-scale population studies show that individuals with the highest vitamin C intake have a drastically slower cataract progression rate. One study followed over 300 pairs of twins for a decade. Those with the highest vitamin C intake had significantly clearer lenses and less progression of age-related clouding, proving food can directly influence the aging of your lens. Vitamin C doesn't just defend against oxidation. It also helps maintain the structure of the collagen fibers that hold your lens in its proper shape. When these fibers weaken, the lens becomes more vulnerable to clouding. Vitamin C keeps this structure strong, but that's not all. The lens needs vitamin E as a secondary antioxidant shield, protecting its lipid membranes from damage. It needs zinc to activate antioxidant enzymes that neutralize harmful molecules. It needs beta-carotene to support retinal development and maintain clear focus. And the truth is brutally simple. When you don't get enough of these nutrients, the lens is left to defend itself alone. Over time, it loses, slowly, quietly, predictably. Cataracts don't just appear, they accumulate. Every cigarette you walk past, every stressful night, every hour spent in bright sunlight without protection, every meal lacking antioxidants, it all compounds into lens stress that the body struggles to reverse. But when you flood the body with lutein, zeaxanthin, vitamin C, vitamin E, zinc, beta-carotene, and other protective nutrients, the lens finally gets what it needs, the ability to defend itself. These molecules don't just float through your bloodstream, they become part of your eye. They embed into the tissue. They work around the clock, acting as chemical shields that preserve clarity. Imagine having microscopic guardians inside your lens, protecting your vision even as you sleep. That's what these nutrients do. And research shows that populations with diets high in these nutrients have some of the lowest cataract rates in the world. Not because they have better genetics, not because they have better healthcare, but because they have better nutritional defenses. And yet in modern diets, especially Western diets, most people barely consume a fraction of what the eyes need. Lutein and zeaxanthin intake has dropped dramatically. Vitamin C intake has fallen. Healthy fats needed to absorb these nutrients have been replaced with processed oils. Our eyes weren't designed for this nutritional environment. They weren't built for a world where most meals lack the molecules required to protect the lens. The result is predictable. Cataract rates have risen, and they are rising faster than ever. But the solution is already known. You can give your lens exactly what it needs. You can strengthen its antioxidant shield. You can protect its proteins from breaking down prematurely. And you can do it simply by prioritizing the nutrients that science has confirmed over and over again are essential for lens clarity. Imagine delaying the need for cataract surgery by 10, 15, or even 20 years. Imagine preserving the brightness, the color, the sharpness of your vision deep into later life. Imagine seeing the world not through a foggy lens, but through a clear one, because you chose to nourish your eyes while you still had the chance. These nutrients are not optional. They are not supplements you can take or leave. They are the biochemical foundation of your visual future. And the moment you start feeding your eyes the fuel they were designed to depend on, everything changes. The science is clear. Your lens can stay clearer longer, your vision can remain sharper longer, and your future can stay brighter longer if you give your eyes the nutrients they need to survive. Deep inside your eye, there is a highway of microscopic blood vessels so thin that some are barely wider than a single red blood cell. These tiny channels are responsible for delivering oxygen, antioxidants, and nutrients to the tissues that keep your vision alive. But as you age, something begins to happen that you cannot see and cannot feel. These vessels slowly stiffen, they narrow, they lose flexibility, and the blood that once flowed freely begins to slow down. This decline in microcirculation is one of the earliest signals of accelerating eye aging, long before cataracts appear, long before vision begins to blur, and long before most people realize something is going wrong. Without strong blood flow, the lens receives fewer antioxidants, fewer nutrients, less oxygen. And with every passing year, that slow decline leads to more oxidative stress, more protein damage, more clouding, and a faster path toward cataracts and other degenerative eye conditions. But here's the part almost no one talks about. The health of your eyes does not begin in your eyes. It begins in your blood vessels. Your vision depends on circulation. It depends on the ability of your arteries to open, relax, expand, and deliver life-giving blood to the most delicate structures in the human body. And nature has already given us a powerful tool to restore, support, and regenerate that circulation. Nitrates, natural plant nitrates, found abundantly in spinach, have one of the most profound effects on microcirculation ever recorded in nutrition science. When you consume nitrate-rich foods, your body converts these molecules into nitric oxide, one of the most important biological gases your body produces. Nitric oxide is a vasodilator. This means it relaxes blood vessel walls, increases blood flow, and improves circulation at a microscopic level. And when nitric oxide increases, the blood vessels feeding your retina and lens begin to open. They expand, they deliver more oxygen, more antioxidants, more protective compounds to keep the lens clear and resilient. Scientists call nitric oxide the miracle molecule because of its sweeping effects on the cardiovascular system. But its power in the eye is perhaps even more critical. In a groundbreaking study published in the Journal of Clinical Investigation, researchers found that nitric oxide plays a direct role in regulating ocular blood flow. When nitric oxide levels drop, blood flow to the eye decreases sharply, accelerating aging of the tissues, including the lens. But when nitric oxide increases, circulation dramatically improves, giving the eye the fuel it needs to defend itself against oxidative damage. Another study from the American Journal of Physiology revealed that microvascular aging, the slow stiffening and narrowing of tiny vessels, is directly slowed by higher nitric oxide levels. This means that nitrates don't just help in the moment, they help long-term. They preserve the flexibility of the smallest vessels in your body, including those that feed your eye. Without nitric oxide, your blood vessels behave like old rubber bands, stiff, resistant, prone to cracking under pressure. With nitric oxide, they become youthful again, elastic, responsive, and capable of delivering rich oxygenated blood with every heartbeat. And this matters more than most people realize. The lens depends on diffusion, a delicate balancing act where nutrients must travel from the outer layers to the inner layers without the help of blood vessels inside the lens. If circulation around the lens declines, the nutrients cannot reach their destination. If nutrients cannot reach their destination, oxidative stress wins. And when oxidative stress wins, cataracts follow. But nitrate-rich foods like spinach change the equation. Spinach delivers nitrates in a form your body loves, absorbs quickly, and converts efficiently into nitric oxide. And the effects are not hypothetical. Clinical trials show that nitrate-rich vegetables can increase nitric oxide levels by as much as 200 to 250% within hours. This means better blood flow, improved nutrient delivery, and a healthier environment for every cell in your eye. But this isn't just about preventing cataracts. Poor circulation is also linked to glaucoma, age-related macular degeneration, diabetic retinopathy, and even night vision problems. And in many of these conditions, the earliest change doctors see is not damage to the retina, it's damage to blood flow. Your vision is built on circulation, your clarity is built on circulation, and your eye's ability to prevent damage is built on circulation, and that circulation depends on nitric oxide, something your body struggles to maintain as you age. After age 40, nitric oxide production can drop by as much as 50%. By age 60, it may fall to 1/3 of youthful levels. This is one reason why so many eye diseases accelerate after midlife. But the solution is not medication. It is not surgery. It is not expensive therapy. It is something as simple as restoring nitric oxide naturally through nitrate-rich foods. Spinach, arugula, beets, and other leafy greens deliver a steady stream of nitrates that replenish nitric oxide levels. But spinach stands out because it delivers nitrates alongside antioxidants, carotenoids, and vitamins, an entire package of nutrients working together to protect the eye. When you combine nitrates with lutein, zeaxanthin, vitamin C, and vitamin E, all found in spinach, you create the perfect storm of protection. Nitric oxide improves circulation. Better circulation improves nutrient delivery. Better nutrient delivery strengthens the lens, and a stronger lens resists clouding, resists oxidation, and resists the slow decline that leads to cataracts. Every time you eat spinach, the transformation begins silently. Blood vessels open. Oxygen flows more freely. The lens receives nutrients it couldn't access before. Antioxidants penetrate deeper into the tissues they're meant to protect. And inside your eye, without you feeling it, healing begins. This is why cultures with nitrate-rich diets have lower rates of degenerative eye diseases. This is why populations that consume leafy greens daily maintain sharper vision longer. This is why scientists around the world call nitrates one of the most underappreciated tools in preventive eye care. Your eyes are aging every day, but they do not have to age unprotected. There is something you can do, something simple, something natural, something proven by science, to strengthen the circulation that feeds your vision. The lens may not have its own blood supply, but it depends on the blood supply around it. And when you improve that supply, you protect the clarity that shapes how you see the world. Spinach doesn't just nourish your body. It nourishes the bloodstream that nourishes your eyes. And every time you choose it, you are choosing a clearer future, a brighter world, and a vision that stays yours for as long as nature allows. Would you like a 12 to 15-minute full documentary script connecting all 3 points into one powerful YouTube video?